Welcome to Golden Software's demonstration video for Surfer 9 Part 7. In this demonstration, I'll be covering the topic of blanking a grid file. There are many reasons why you might want to blank a grid file. You might want to show map data only in a particular area, such as contours only in your field area. You may want to blank out certain areas, such as land area outside a lake boundary. Or you might want to blank a map so that you can calculate the volume or surface area for a specific region. Whatever the reason, the first step in blanking a grid file is creating a BLN file that describes the boundary that you want to blank inside or outside of. There are a number of ways to create a BLN file. In this example, I'll digitize the boundary area and save the digitized data to a BLN file. The first step is to create your map. Go to Map, New, Contour Map. Select a grid file, which in this case will be conifer.grid from the Surfer Samples folder, and click Open. The map is created with the data for the entire area. Now let's say you only want to show the contours in the central region. To digitize the boundary, right-click over the map and go to Digitize. Then you can digitize the boundary by clicking on the map in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. Every time you click the map, the XY coordinates of the location you clicked will be entered into a text window that appears. It's very important to digitize the boundary points in order and not to jump around from one location to the next. I'll go ahead and digitize my boundary. Once you're finished, scroll to the top of the text window. Copy the first set of coordinates, then scroll to the bottom of the list and paste them to the bottom. This is so that the coordinate list starts and ends at exactly the same place, and this will create a closed polygon. Then go to File, Save, and save it to a BLN file. Then you can close the text window. Press Escape on the keyboard to exit the digitize mode. The next step is to check and verify the BLN file. I'll first check the BLN file by opening it in the Surfer worksheet. Go to File, Open, select the BLN file, and click Open. The BLN file opens in the Surfer worksheet. A BLN file consists of a one-line header followed by a list of coordinates. The header row contains the number of data points in column A and either a 1 or a 0 in column B. A 1 tells Surfer to blank inside the boundary, and a 0 tells Surfer to blank outside the boundary. I want to blank outside the boundary, so I'll change this 1 to a 0, and then go to File, Save to save the changes. I'll then close the worksheet. The next way to verify a BLN file is to create a base map from it. This is optional, but it's a good way to confirm that the BLN file is in the right format and in the right location. With the map selected, go to Map, Add, Base Layer. Select the BLN file and click Open. The polygon in the BLN file is overlaid on top of the contour map. It looks good to me, so I'll continue to blank the grid file. To blank the grid file, go to Grid, Blank, select the grid file you want to blank, and click Open. Select the BLN file you want to blank it with, and click Open. And then choose a name and location for the blanked grid file. Click Save, and the grid is blanked. You can see that the map is not updated automatically. To update the map with a new blanked grid file, double-click on the map. On the General tab, click the yellow Open Folder icon. Select the new grid file and click Open. Click OK and the map is updated. You can see that the grid is now blanked outside the boundary of the BLN file. If you double-click on the contours layer and choose to fill the contours, you may find that the edges of the blanked regions are quite jagged. This is because of a low-resolution grid file. To remedy this, regrid the original data with more grid lines to create a higher resolution grid file. Then blank the high-resolution grid file. That will give you a smoother blanked edge. This concludes my demonstration of blanking a grid file.